Hello and welcome to part two of how to create a jQuery modal pop-up. I appreciate all the feedback that you gave me in part one. There was a lot of requests on how to do an Ajax form from within the modal pop-up. So part two will be dedicated to that. So let's get started here. To begin, let's clean up all our style sheet references a bit and reference the bundles that we have instead. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add another style render for the jQuery themes from the themes base CSS folder. And then here I will add jQuery UI and validation bundles. You can find all of these, by the way, in the bundle configuration file, which we have right here. So instead of hard coding them each, it automatically includes them all. And here is the jQuery themes base bundle, which I've now added. So that cleans up our function a bit. And we no longer need this guy here. So let's run this and see where we stand as of right now. Okay, great. So this is pretty much where we left off last time, which is great. So now what we want to do is in the index file um, right here, we want to replace this text with a form, which will be shown inside the modal pop-up. Now to do this, I've prepared a code segment here. Instead of typing everything from scratch, I will just copy and paste my code from my clipboard over, and then I'll explain what everything is. So here we have what I've added is just a standard ASP .NET MVC form, which uses the index action of the home controller, and it posts the value to that controller. Of course, we haven't created that controller action yet, so let's go over there now and create the action controller. And that will be something along this line right here. So I will be passing an object called person to this controller action of type HTTP post, and I'm returning a partial view because, well, here, let's return a standard view first, and then I'll explain why we need a partial view. So next, I'm going to create a class. We will call this person. And inside of this class, we will add two properties, well, three maybe. Public integer ID and public string first name and public string last name. Okay, that should take care of our class, our model. And now if I right click on it, I should be able to resolve it to that model, which I can. Great. So now we've got our model, and well, something else that we're missing here inside of the index is the model declaration at the top, which will be something like this. Well, I believe that's Still one. So just specifying that this page uses the person model class, and that way I can take advantage of that here in my code. So all I have here is first name, label for first name, text box for first name, and a validation. Label for last name, text box for last name, and validation message for last name. Okay. So with that done, let's save everything and run it to see where we're at now. Okay, so we've got our form here in the modal pop-up. And let's see if I post here uh, first and last name, submit. It looks like it works. Now, here's why it didn't exactly work the way we wanted it to. What it did is it did a standard post back. So if we put a breakpoint here in the controller, first of all, let's verify that it's hitting this controller. And if I post it here, let's hover over the person variable. And yeah, it did pass the information to the controller. And then it continued on and showed me the page again. So let's change things up a bit. First of all, let's get rid of this huge mess to make it a little bit more manageable. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a timestamp right here in front of this text here, just so that we can compare the time before and after the post. So if I restart my application here now, notice I've got 10:32:40 for time AM. Now, as I type my information in and submit, notice this time right here is going to change when I submit. All right, let me disable the breakpoint real quick so it becomes a bit more obvious. So again, I post this information and it goes from 10:33 a.m. to 10:33:17, right? And as I'm posting here, notice the time is going up, which means every time I post, it does a post back. Now that's not the point of our um, that's not our goal here. So what we want to do is we want to make this an Ajax form. So let's see how we can do that. The first thing that we have to do is let's go here in our form that we added and change it slightly from a standard post to an Ajax post. So something like this. So Ajax.begin form. This is my action. And my Ajax options are my ID is ID. And on success, I want to call a JavaScript function called on success. And all that does is it will close our modal pop-up for us when we hit submit. So the rest is exactly the same. So here under layout, what I now have to do is I have to add a function called onSuccess. And I will do that now. Something like this. All it does is when Ajax posts to this form, it closes the modal window. So pretty straightforward. And the last thing that we need here, this doesn't work with standard views. So what I also have to do is inside of the home controller, I have to change that with partial view in order for this to work. If I do a full view, it will not work. So let's run this now and see if we get our desired result. So notice the time, 10:35:27 a.m. I open the dialog, I type something here, and I've got a breakpoint in the controller to make sure that it hits it, which it does, and all our data is still here. So I'm going to continue. Notice the time now is still 10:35:27 a.m. So let's repeat this one more time without the breakpoint, now that we know that it's posting to the action. So I open my form up, I submit, it goes away, and notice it's 10:35:27, and no matter how many times I do this, the page does not refresh. So that is basically what we wanted. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or suggestions, as always, feel free to post them um, under the comment section. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you. And if you have any other suggestions for part 3, please feel free to mention that in the comments as well. Please subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Goodbye.